So we got something going on today that is especially for education and the great like minds like ours. You know what I'm saying? They want to actually know what's going on.
Right.
So the question of the day is, did the Jews really die or lose 6 million? All right, that's the question. That's the question. And it's not to be anti-Semite. I'm not anti-Semite. None of that. You feel what I'm saying, yo? But I can only point out what was being put in history or what was being put in the actual, hold on one second. I got some phone calls. I got to put my phone on silent. Sorry, family. It always happens like that whenever you're doing something important. You got people that actually come through and actually interrupt that. All right. You know what I mean? So with that being said, all right. So did the Jews really lose 6 million? That's the question. Now, when it comes to history, we can actually find some stuff that's put out there that we need to look at what's going on. Because I was fooled by American history and everybody else's history and didn't know what was going on. Now, it was stated in the New York Journal back in 1945 that all those claims might be just fucking lies. You know what I mean? And there was a Jew by the name of Simon Wiesenthal that actually lied, went through American history on Maury Poverick, Sally Jesse Raphael, Montel Williams, making fake accusations, fake stories about him being in a concentration camp, suffering, watching people being burnt alive, all this, all that. Now, what I'm bringing to people is not something to disassociate the fact of the matter that there were Jews that was actually murdered. It is true. It is true. But most of the motherfuckers that so-called quote unquote say that they was there at the Nazi camp was never fucking there. Okay? Most of the people that said that they were there was never there. Okay? And for the ones that was there, guess what? I'll show you later on down how the shit turned out. All right? But for some particular reason, before I go on further, we also gotta, just to keep you up to pace on what's going on in the dynamics of where I'm going. Now, there is a difference between a Nazi and there's a difference between the Jews. Okay. Now, you got the Nazis. The Nazis were Zionists. And then you got the Jews that were anti-Zionists. Okay. One was about global elite, global world order, running everything, making shit the way how they want it to be. All right. They want to run the world. Then you got the other ones that was like pretty much basically all in a nutshell, quote unquote, what they say that, yo, man, we just trying to chill. We just trying to live, blah, 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 blah. We ain't trying to fuck with nobody. All right. But for some reason, the Nazis got a reputation that they did not deserve based on their history. So the thing about it is Barack Obama stated online, Fox 5 News, that saying that his uncle helped in the American army to liberate the Jews from the Nazis in Germany. But you want to know what's kind of funny though? All in actuality, there was no history or no records of the American force actually going out to Germany, actually helping the Jews liberate from that era. Now, the messy thing about it is the Russian army was the one to liberate the Jews. Most of the Jews from the Auschwitz or Poland area in 1945. There's no record of the American army entering or leaving because Russia occupied most of Poland before and after the war, during and after the war. You dig what I'm saying? Now, if we're talking about the RNC, the Republican National Committee, they called out Barack Obama for the false accusations in May 27, 2008. What that say about that? To show you how the media is propagated off of certain particular things that just don't have nothing to do with nothing. They it's like a green screen. They put shit together because they want you to believe in what they want you to believe in. You might want to take a time out to think about that shit. You know what I'm saying, yo? Because it make you wonder, am I seeing what I'm seeing is true or is it false? But once you wake up that third eye, the only thing you can say is I'm able to discern the certain particular information that's being brought or present in front of me. So it is what it is. So how about this? In 1938, the consensus stated that the world's population was 15,748,091. Okay, that was back then. All right. And for some particular reason, now afterwards, you got people going out to Germany looking for shit, trying to see what was going on, see if people was dying, the gas chambers, they wanted to see the catastrophic disasters and all that shit, all right? Then you got people that went out there. For some particular reason, there was no gas chambers that was actually found. And most of the refugee camps that they so-called purportedly said that was burning people alive, never had no evidence or traces of people being burnt alive. The only thing that they was actually, the people that they were burning were people that died. You know what happens when people die in your area, or you have a livestock or anything that, like a farm or anything near you. If shit tends to die, it's decaying, you're breathing in the oxygen, you're gonna get sick, point blank, period, hands down. There ain't no questions about it. You know what I'm saying? Yo, it is what it is. All right. And for some way, somehow, you got to stop diseases and all that shit from flourishing. I mean, going throughout. Now you got the Auschwitz Poland, I'm sorry. They got the crematory capacity. Now we're doing the crematory capacity for 1935 and the crematory capacity for right now in modern time. No exaggeration, straight consensus. All right. You got the Auschwitz crematory capacity, 400 corpses every 5 minutes. 4,800 corpses every hour. Back then, not right now. Auschwitz, Poland. 42,080,000 corpses 1 year. 1 year. That's 1 year. Now, if we fast forward everything and we bring everything down to the modern time that we're in right now, we're talking about, let's remember now, 400 corpses every 5 minutes, 4,800 corpses every hour, 115,200 corpses every day, 42,048,000 corpses 1 year. Back then, Europe. Okay. Now, if we bring it to here, right now, modern day time, you're talking about 400 corpses every 8.3 days. Hold up. Every 400 corpses would take up to 8.3 days to be cremated. 4,800 corpses would take 1 year, 1 month to be cremated. 115,200 corpses would take 26 years and 3 months to be cremated. 42 48,000 corpse would take 9,600 years to cremate all those bodies. The numbers were brought to you for a reason, or the reason is, if they're talking about 6 million Jews died, and we're talking about actuality, facts on top of facts. If it takes 115,200 corpses to be cremated, it'll take 26 years and 3 months. How in the fuck did they cremate damn near 6 million? I'm not an anti-Semite. I'm not a bigot. I'm just pointing out facts that need to be pointed out. Because somewhere down the line, the mathematics don't fucking add up. I'm sorry. It is what it is. And then they want to carry out a book called The Secret Relationships Between Blacks and Jews. There's no secret relationship. 500 million Africans, 11 million, 6 to 11 million. Get what I'm saying? I mean, it is what it is. All right, bet that up then. For my family that's coming through here, peace, love, happiness. The real C-class join. Peace, love, Black Power. If you have any questions, hit us up, man. Yo, I'd be more than happy to answer. The Queen would be more than happy to answer. You know what I mean? But it's kind of crazy though, because Einstein showed a picture of him doing a mathematical equation. 6 million subtracted from 6 million equal, 6 million subtracted from 3 million equal 6 million. And for some strange reason, you seeing it equal out to 6 million. They actually don't know nothing about it. They're about to find out what time of the damn day it is. You feel me? So with that being said, now the number 6 million was put in the papers, manuscripts, transcribes, whatever have you. Whatever you think of, it was there. You feel what I'm saying? So let's go and check the dates out for the 6 million when it comes to Jews being massacred. Okay? We're going by dates. Years. Carbon dating. Put in the history. Now, when it comes to that, as early as it comes to, we got 1903, April the 11th, 1910, October the 31st, 1911, December the 10th, 1911, September the 8th, 1919, November the 12th, 1919, April the 12th, 1920, July the 20th, 1921, March the 29th, 1933, February the 23rd, 1938, May the 2nd, 1938, January the 15th, 1939. Hold up, wait a minute. Think about it for a second before I say what I'm about to say right now. Then we got year 136 AD. The number 6 million Jews were massacred. Then we got 1912, as well as 70 AD. After the death of Christ. So we're going to do AD-CE. After the death of Christ era. Or whatever, however have you. You know what I'm saying? 1099 AD. 1935. 1855. 1897. Now, this was by David Irving. This is a European that stated his claim and said whatever he had to say and didn't have no remorse about it. David Irving said, basically all in a nutshell, there's no evidence of hydrogen cyanide that was being used against the Jews in most of these concentration camps. Because if you're talking about 1,000 people being murked in one damn day, it will build up in the walls, it will build up in the grounds, it will build up in the settlement, it will build up everywhere you go. There's no way to actually say, oh, it disappeared, it just went nowhere, don't nobody know where it's at. I mean, what the fuck? Where's the hydrogen cyanide at? It was seeping to the walls. We're talking about places that didn't really have windows. You feel what I'm saying, everybody? All of these places didn't have windows like that. So that makes you want to think about that shit for a quick second. And if they were murking 1,000 people in one room, do you know the amount and then that would blow a whole entire building up into pieces. It's almost like you taking a fire extinguisher and taking a bullet and squeezing a bullet off on that fire extinguisher and expecting it not to explode. It's going to explode based on the amount of people or the capacity or anything that can ignite flames to it. That goes by light fixtures, anything electric would ignite flames to it and burst that shit into flames. Did 6 million Jews really die? I bet that up there. So we go all the way down to what? 1920, 1921, 1922, 1923, 1925, 1926, 1930, 1933, 1935, 1936, 1937, 1938, 1939, 1940. 1941, 1942, 1943, 1944, 1945, 1946, 1948, 1950, 1966, and 1985. After the number 6 million was mentioned, why is it that most of these numbers that were mentioned was way before they purportedly put out there and impeded on the civilians of the United States to say that 6 million died or 11 million died? But 6 million was the magical number. You did. I bet that up there. So now, if we're looking at the history that was told about the anti-Zionists and when they were actually put into the refugee camps, they were actually being skinned alive. That's what some people said. They were being skinned alive to make human gloves, human skin-made gloves, lampshades, and etc. But the funny thing about it is, they had didn't show anything of that of what they actually purported. And what was there is no longer there, never to be seen by man or woman ever again in history. So what happened to the lampshades, the shoes, the books, the gloves that was made by human skin? Tattooed human skin. Conspiracy? No. A lie cover-up? Yeah. People find out about that shit. So you had to cover your damn tracks. You feel what I'm saying? We ain't stupid. We black. We understand. We feel a bigger situation. I bet. Now, when it comes to that now, what is a concentration camp considered to the Jews that were there? Because it's kind of funny. When you're dealing with most of the Jews that's here in America, they don't tell you that most of those concentration camps had a musical band, a musical theater, a movie theater, a soccer team, yes, to write home twice a month. So what does that sound like? Does that sound like a concentration camp, like Guantanamo Bay? Or does that sound like a jail? Sound like a jail, don't it? Okay, then, because concentration camps, as far as I'm concerned, them motherfuckers over there that was in Guantanamo Bay couldn't write home twice a motherfucking goddamn day. They damn sure didn't have a movie theater. They damn sure didn't have a soccer team and shit like that. That sounded like you was in jail or prison or something like that, like on some real shit. You know what I'm saying, yo? I bet that up then. So now, for some reason, when you're looking at when the Confederate flag got banned, why is it that the Confederate flag got banned and all of a sudden the Jews wanted to turn around and sue Amazon? The denial of the 6 million Jews that was actually massacred out there in Germany. make you wonder about that shit though. All right. So now let's go ahead and fast forward this shit though. Now, because there's no evidence of 6 million Jews that actually died, and there was no bodies or graves that was discovered, there was two different dudes that went by the name. One Anglo-Saxon dude went by the name of Mark Webber, and another dude, which was a Jew. Mark Webber was an Anglo-Saxon. David Cole was actually a Jew. That was on the Montel Williams show between the year of 91, 92, kind of 95. Don't get me to lie to you. I know he was on the Montel Williams show. Watch the footage. I'm old enough to know that footage. I ain't in my early 20s. I'm not in my mid 20s. I'm damn near 40. But anyways, but I'm damn near 40 though. Shit, it is what it is. But these two people that I talked about, Mark Webber as well as David Cole, both of them dudes are historians, okay? Well, I would say historian revisionists. And with that being said, both of these dudes actually put out some information on there, and they basically said, all in a nutshell, if the Nazis were really about their business and they was actually doing extermination upon the Jews, don't you think that they would have actually killed most of these people off under the radar? The way how they do in America? How many motherfuckers overseas know about anything that's going on in North Dakota right now with the Native Americans in that pipeline? Question. All right then. Now think about this for a quick second. If shit from 1938 area. Now think about this now. What the fuck haven't they discovered and have they done that we don't know about? There's a lot of shit, because at the end of the day, they've already been photo-opting pictures from back then. Look at the original Abraham Lincoln and look at the Abraham Lincoln that you see on a fucking daggone bill. Look at Andrew Jackson and look at the real original Andrew Jackson and see what time of the damn day it is. Look at Benjamin Banneker and the Benjamin Banneker that they want you to see. Look at the founder of Chicago, which was a Haitian, and how he looked, the way how they want you to see him to look. It make you question some shit. Now, on most of those pictures that was actually taken, so-called quote unquote taken in that area of the Nazi camp, you got to think about this though. If they were taken in a Nazi camp and you paid attention, it was the same head on two different bodies. Hold up, wait, hold it, wait, hold up, wait. Two of the same heads, the same head on two different bodies that was taken in a Nazi camp. It make you want to question shit. I'm sorry. I don't know about nobody else. That made me want to look at the pictures. When I look at the pictures, I see it with my own two eyes. The pictures were photos. Same head is on somebody else's head, on somebody else's body, I mean, in a daggone concentration camp. So it made you wonder, were they telling the truth? And when they showed the pictures of that concentration camp, were they really Jews, the amount of Jews that they so-called said that was in the daggone concentration camp? Again, I'm not an anti-Semite. I'm not racist. I'm pointing facts out that white scholars put out there. That's all I'm doing. I'm talking about Anglo-Saxon white scholars and Jewish scholars that do not subscribe to the bullshit that everybody else been fed. I'm sorry.
Now, okay.
Go ahead, man.
Was that something that was done with modern technology, or was that done with the head on two separate bodies?
Now we're talking about back then, two heads, one head on two separate bodies. Back then, they already knew how to alter a picture to make a ghost apparition appear from the negative picture, from the negative film footage.
Okay.
So if you know how to alter an apparition back then to make it look like a ghost is standing in back of you and actually sell that to make an historical ghost haunting area, whatever. That's how people do. That's how they did back then. You know what I mean? You did. You know, so it's no telling what they talking about. Now, there is information on doctors and other peoples that was actually in the actual concentration camp, and most of these cats actually talked and said that it was all good all up until the war. What that sound like? Kind of sound like Jay-Z on his album, right? It was all good till a week ago. You did. It was all good all up until the war. It said that, yo, we was good, we was good, you was living good, we was doing what we was doing, it was, you know, blah, blah, blah. Now, the people that were in West Germany were transported to East Germany during the war, but a little bit before the war and during the war. Now, that's where Mark Webber actually, like, you know, expounded on the fact of the matter is that if you got people that are at war, fighting in a war, there's nobody to transport food, water, and whatever have you. So of course you're gonna have people die out of malnutrition, suffer from diseases. It's just common. It doesn't matter. I mean, if you don't have food and sources, what's gonna happen?
Okay. Question. It was said that back then, along with everything that you're saying, that they used the Jews as experiments for surgery. Is that true, or is that along with the lies?
That's lies. Because the real experiments were done on the Africans in Shark Island. That's the real experiments. Shark Island. For anybody that's out there, check out Shark Island. Shark Island is where the real original Nazi camp was taking place. Black people were being dissected way before it happened in Germany. Way before. And right now, till this day, if you wanted to book a trip over there to Shark Island, you can book a trip to Shark Island and you will see the remains and the bones, the burial remains, all the bones peeking out of the sand where you at in Shark Island. They never hit it. They didn't bury the bones of the people, the 3,000 people that died during the German regime on that land. That's just being real. You know what I mean? It's fucked up, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? So as far as we're going on, we're moving forward. You know what I mean? So the people that moved from Western Germany went to Eastern Germany and it was overpopulated. They started dying out of horrible deaths and shit like that. It was real fucked up. So it's like, damn, I'm damned if I do and I'm damned if I don't. You know what I'm saying? It made you like fucked up in the head if you didn't know nothing about German history. You know what I'm saying? Or what was going on back then. So we're talking about, like I said, anti-Zionists, the Jews that were in the concentration camp, the Zionists, global elite, the ones that run basically the media, Wall Street, the news. It's just basically summing up some shit. But it's crazy though, in 1999, you had a group of Australian archaeologists that went out to Poland in the actual Treblinka camp that's in Poland. Now, there's a camp called Treblinka in Poland that the Jews, quote unquote, so-called said that they was murdered by the millions, 1 million. They never found out one goddamn body out there. It's not the black man. It's not the yellow man. It's not the Asian man. The Caucasian never found not one damn body on that piece of land. They never found the grave, nor did they find anybody burnt. Now, with that being said, now, they damn sure didn't find any type of forensic evidence to show that there was any type of gas, poisonous gas being used. We're talking about a million people or thousands of people being burnt alive. That type of gas will be soaked in the soil or in the walls of where those people were housed. It's nowhere to be found. There's no evidence of it. Point blank, period. No evidence of it. So what does that mean? Does it mean that it exists? Or does it mean it never existed in history and most of the shit is a fucking lie and it never really happened? All right. That's your choice. So as far as I'm concerned, let's push the shit a little further though. So now these people, they went out there, they did what they had to do, they found the evidence or whatever, but for some reason they couldn't substantiate the claim of what the Jews was talking about. Now the area was actually 300 meters long and about 200 meters wide. So that means if they actually buried anybody 6 feet deep, 800,000 corpses would have filled up the whole entire parameter. Get what I just said. 300 meters long, 200 meters wide. And if they buried or burnt 800,000 people, it would have filled up the whole entire area of that campground. 800,000, that's 200,000 shy of 1 million. That means bones would have been picking up out that goddamn ground. They would have found bones upon 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 bones. Okay? That's the crazy thing about it. There was no type of information that was found. Now, after the 3 weeks, they saved it in a disk hard drive and they sent it all around the world. And after they sent it all around the world, archaeologists and everybody else were able to actually see what was going on. Now, for some people that say, oh, what did they have to prove? They had a, how can I say, a radar detector that was, hold on. It was a ground penetrated radar detector that can go 30 meters underground and inspect anything and pull up a knife, a fork, bone, rock, 30 meters under the ground. So it could tell whether or not the earth has been disturbed. But if the earth has not been disturbed, it is what it is. That means nobody was there. Nobody was buried in the camp of Treblinka in Poland. I'm sorry. There was no million people that died in fucking Treblinka. That was fucking Jews. Okay then. So now we got Annie Frank. The diary of Annie Frank is kind of crazy though. I don't know too many people that know about Annie Frank, but if you know anything about Annie Frank, you know about the diary and that was going on with her. She got the diary was put in the German court in 1980, and Annie Frank actually died in 1945. That's when Annie died, 1945. But for some particular reason, they found out by doing some type of research and investigation that majority of the portion of the work that was being written for the diary was written by a ballpoint pen. Ballpoint pens were not available before 1951.
Okay, so is it possible that she could have written down memoirs of what happened afterwards, after being, I guess you could say, because the story goes from per the book, because I read the book and had to do a paper on it. Per the book, not saying that's true, per the book, like I put that out there. Per the book, it says that a couple housed her and her family in the attic of the house. And most of the time they had to live by candlelight, and if not in candlelight, they were in darkness most of the time. Now, is it quite possible that after escaping and being back into civilization, other than the attic, supposedly, she could have written down her memoirs into a dark, because there are stories of people that go through certain things and later on they write about their life and then it's turned into a book. So is there a possibility of that being the case?
Okay, but the legitimate memoirs that they were looking at, the manuscripts before the book was written in a ballpoint pen that was not introduced to anywhere in Germany before 1951. So if this is the original manuscript and they were using feathers back then dipped in ink, but right now I fucked around. They showed that this was written in point pen. How can a G2 ballpoint pen be existing back then?
I'm not saying, I know that.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Like, okay, so we debunked the possibility of her actually writing something back then. That is debunked.
All right.
But is there a possibility that what she said
with some validity to it?
Yeah.
All right. Now, with that being said, now, guess what?
What?
No. So,
really?
hey, it is what it is. Okay. The original author was actually Meyer Levine. Okay. Meyer Levine is a German Jew that actually wrote the rest of what was going on in Germany that was included in her memoirs. Now, her father plagiarized that man's work. And the man demanded and was awarded $50,000 for writing his portion and his work that her father, Otto Frank, put into her book.
So Anne Frank's father
was
paid $50,000
for
plagiarizing the story of Anne Frank.
Yeah. Most of them, some of the stories. Because a large portion of it, when you're talking about what was detail upon detail, what was going on, was facts written by Meyer Levine. Like how you got, you know what I'm saying, Austin Myers.
Yeah, okay, so you're saying, so pretty much 75% is Myers and 25% is Anne Frank's father.
Yeah. Now, most people didn't know nothing about the brothels that was actually in Germany and the daggone areas where if you were a certain particular worker for the Jews and you were in the concentration camp, the Germans were Jews. They don't want to explain that. They were not Aryans and all that shit that they so-called, quote unquote. They were Jews. They were Zionists. Dead ass serious. It get real deep after this. Trust and believe. For anybody that wanted to try to fuck with me on this, I will hurt your feelings. Okay? The Germans were also Jews. They were Zionists and anti-Zionists. One is the global elite. The other version is, I just want to focus on the Kabbalah. I don't want to be bothered with none of this. I just want to chill. I don't want to be bothered with none of this shit. So I bet that up then. So now, when you're talking about most of the people that died, there's no records to show that 6 million people died. Now, remember now, the earliest date of 6 million people dying in a Jewish manuscript, the 70. Believe me, look it up. And if anybody needs some help about it, to finding out this information, contact me. Get on my page. Get on Queen Segment page. You feel what I'm saying? Yo, if you need to find out, hey, what's up, fans? You know what I'm saying? Yo, we in the building. Appreciate you. You know what I mean? If you need to find out any information about this, yo, hit her up. You know what I'm saying? She'll hit me up.
Oh, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? So we could put some information out there if you're trying to find out what's going on and what transcribed between the 6 million Jews in Germany. Because it's kind of crazy, though. You can't wipe out a whole entire race.
No.
If y'all large in multitudes, you cannot wipe out a whole fucking race. Hold up. Think about this. If they can't wipe out African, black people, whether here in America or anywhere else, how the fuck they gonna wipe out Jews? No, they gonna massacre 6 million Jews and wipe out damn near 1/3 of the damn race. I'm sorry, it ain't gonna happen like that. Now, we gotta also understand. Now, what's not in my paperwork is talking about the 1945 to 1950s. Jews asked America in 1950 for a grant from the government to be able to build up on Israel. This is after the war. This is after the refugee. This is after they built on Israel. Hold up. So the question is Ra'el, Ishtar, Ra, or Elohim, or is it Israel? In my eyes, it's Ishtar, Ra, and Elohim. We own that land from the beginning with. They ain't had no business being over there. That's just being honest. I'm just being honest. They ain't had no business being over there. We've been over there for the longest. I'm talking about African black people. Look up the information on the people that were there 8,000 years before them. They were my color and blacker than me. Hold up. Y'all not understanding what I'm saying. Look up the people that lived in Israel before 1950. They didn't look nothing pale. They were not Jews. They did not look like they were anything pale. If they were my complexion or darker. Hear what I'm saying? My brothers and my sisters.
No, that's going to be like another discussion because that plays into the Hebrew Israelites around the world.
Yeah, I mean, yo. So who are the real Israelites? As far as I'm concerned, Africa ain't never spit out nothing that was fucking non-melanated. Africa always spit out something that was melanated. Any country in Africa is melanated. I'm sorry. Anybody ask me, they ask me, yo, what is your religion? What do you feel about religion? Hey, man, I'm not big on religion. I'm spirituality. I'm about my African ancestral traditions. I'm sorry. But if you are a Christian, hey, the only thing I can tell you is get back to your African roots. Study what your African ancestors were studying when it comes to Christianity. If you're into any monotheistic religion, study what your ancestors were studying traditionally before the white man plagiarized it and put his information on it, put his stamp approval on it. I'm sorry. I'm being dead ass serious. I mean, the shit just get that damn real. It's deep. It's deep as a motherfucker. The only thing we can do is educate ourselves and look at certain shit.
Yeah.
We're looking at a whole lie that was being told. Now, if Adolf Hitler killed himself in 1945, how in the fuck he became the chief financial advisor for Israel around 1950? I mean, around 1945, 1950 era. So you're talking about a 5-year gap between each other. How in the fuck did Adolf Hitler become the chief financial advisor for Israel around that time?
If he's supposed to be dead.
If he's supposed to be dead, he shot himself in the head. His wifey, bam, killed herself. She didn't kill herself?
They said, this is what they said. They said that they took cyanide pills, is what they said. Because back in the day, they were supposedly using cyanide pills that they would use as a tooth, and they would knock the tooth out and bite down on it, and it would poison themselves. Now, what I've learned, the true story is he sat there and watched her kill herself.
And he lived.
Whether it was a shot in the head or through the cyanide pill, he watched her kill herself, and then from there he placed a body double in the same area of where she was, so that when the Americans came in, they would find two bodies that were supposedly supposed to be Adolf Hitler and his wife, as well as what you're saying. There's information here popping up. There's also information showing that him living in where? Come on, you know where he was living. Come on.
You got Germany, you got Cuba, you got Cuba, you got Israel.
Nope. Give me the land where he's supposed to be living in, where he was living in. We popped up pictures of him where he was supposed to be living.
Cuba?
Cuba and where else?
You got Cuba, there was pictures that he popped up in San Francisco.
Brazil.
I wasn't trying to go there.
I know you weren't trying to go there, but hey, it's the truth about him. If he was alive to be there.
The only reason why I wasn't trying to do that because Adolf Hitler favored black people.
Of course.
He went to.
He did.
No. That's the only reason why, because I don't want it to be on a level where people will sit in and.
Oh yeah, it's the truth.
Oh, no problem, bro. No problem. Black power. That's what we're here for, man. We're here to, you know what I'm saying? Yo, support each other, man. If you don't know something, I know it. If I don't know it, I ask you questions and you can teach me some shit.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Yo, we're here to learn from each other. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm studious.
Oh, definitely.
I don't know every damn thing, but I know a lot. I know a lot, but I don't know everything. So if I don't know something and you can teach me, yo, my brother and all my black sisters, please tune in, comment, Black Power. I'm willing to take in criticism, you know what I'm saying, or constructive criticism. You know what I mean? But Adolf Hitler loved the hell out of black people. Oh no, man, thank you, man. Appreciate that, man. Black Power, thank you. You know what I'm saying, yo? But Adolf Hitler, he went into Africa and studied the Medu Neter. Now, if Adolf Hitler, around the time America enslaving black people, why did he enslave black people too? Why did he go into Africa, study the Medu Neter, and not enslave black people? While America and all the Anglo-Saxons was enslaving black people, beating black people down. Now, excuse me, correct me if I'm wrong. I've seen some of those footages. I only see one or two black people. Remember last year, babe, when we was laying down, we was watching TV? Yeah. And I say, hold up, babe. Why I see only one black person, one or two black people over there? And then she was like, God damn, that's true. I said, yo, what if Adolf Hitler was on some Nat King shit? And I was like, yo, real talk. What if he on some Nat King shit? Yo, I'm about eradicating these motherfuckers. And then you standing over here in front of me while I'm trying to do what I'm doing, nigga, you gotta go. I'm sorry, hands down. What do you feel about that?
Hey, I'm right there with you. I mean, just from the fact that the only people that he was killing
were Jews, white Jews, pale Jews.
Because
he knew about the Jews in Ethiopia and didn't kill them.
Exactly. So that only leads me to believe he was what you call me? What you like to call me? I'm a what? You like to call what? I forget what they call biracial people.
Mulatto.
Yeah, he was we like to believe, well, not necessarily believe, we like to go on the concept of him being a mulatto based off the fact that the only people he was killing
was white people.
were white people.
Pale white
Now,
people.
my thing is, if I'm a killer and I have disdain for any living creature other than animals, I'm gonna kill whoever I see, regardless if you white or black. I'm gonna kill you.
All right now.
Period. That's just my if in my mind I'm a sick person, I'm a sick individual, and I just want to kill everyone. I'm not gonna take it out just on one race. I'm taking it out on everybody. Everybody got to go.
All right now.
Everybody got to die. So with it only being specifically white people, I truly think that he could have been mixed.
And as well as the fact of the matter is, if you ever hear them talk about tall, dark, and handsome, guess what, homie? Guess what, sisters? They ain't talking about me. They talking about someone that looks of the queen's complexion. And it's fucked up. Elvis was half black. He had black blood in him. A lot of other people that's American and look like they're white have black blood in them. They were not fully white. Those are the ones that could pass for being white, but they were actually tall, dark, and handsome. Okay? Hands down. You know what I mean? We thought that they was talking about us. They weren't talking about us. They was talking about the ones that passed for white.
You know, the white people, the ones that love to go to the tanning salon, the ones that stay on the beach. Those.
Yeah.
Those. Mm-hmm. Those are the tall, dark, and handsome. And they're not even dark. That's the crazy part that I don't understand. You call somebody dark and they ain't dark. That's the Donald Trump Cheeto motherfuckers. My brother, I am bits. You know what I'm saying? Yo, he said everybody gotta go. Whoa, didn't know that Elvis was that didn't know that Elvis was about Elvis. True. I mean, yeah, man. There's certain things that they was talking about when they said tall, dark, and handsome. They wasn't talking about us. They was talking about the mulattoes that's just like the queen that could pass for being white. And if you didn't know about their history, and if she was in black and white right now, you would have thought she was Caucasian. If this was back then, think about it. 1455, 1355. If she took a black and white picture right now, next to him,
next to me,
I would be white.
You would think that she was white. And that's
in certain writings, I look white now.
And the Caucasoids, the Caucasians, and the Europeans won't tell you that. The only thing they will tell you is this was white America back then. But if you did not know her history, you did not know she is black. A light-skinned black, a highly light-skinned black person. We're talking about 150,000 shades of black. Yeah. There's no other race that holds more shades than what we do. Who?
White people can't turn red, pink, orange, blue, purple, green.
But we still got 150,000 shades. I don't go fuck. I see where you go with this shit.
That's truly color, for real.
I see where you go with this shit. I had to look at you. I'm like, the hell, nigga.
Like, what?
We still 150,000 shades of black. We the only race. It is what it is, though. No, but seriously, you see how I'm looking? Look at me. Like, yo, how you gonna say that while I was in the gym? But yo, man, it is what it is, though. That's the only race that you know that got 150,000 shades of its own color. You ain't gotta step outside your race in order to get a woman that look like what your ideal conception is or ideology is. There's many different shades of the sisters. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we appreciate you too.
Thank you.
All love and black power. You know what I'm saying? You appreciate you too, man. So, yo, you know, plug people through to the page. You know what I'm saying? Yo, we just sharing nothing but love, man. We build, we dialogue, we do what we do all day, 24/7. We family. You know what I'm saying? All day. You know what I mean? We family all day. You know what I mean? Hey, man, thank you to you too, man. Plug the family through, man. Yo, we could all build a dialogue. You know what I'm saying, yo? Because we need people like you that's not afraid to step up, that'll be out there supporting the movement, because we all about you. You're not crazy for thinking the way how you feel. We're supporting you for feeling the way how you feel. Hey, peace, man. Yo, love, man. Yo, it's all good, man. We support you. We think just like you think. Yeah. It's hard to find people out here that think the way how we think. So we got to support each other. I support any woman. I support any black man that think the way how I think. We ain't on no bullshit, talking no crazy shit. We just trying to be real about the shit and be, 100. Love, black power, you know what I'm saying? That's all we trying to do. We trying to be about our shit. You know what I mean? We all about our shit, man. What you got to say to them, baby?
Oh, just thank you. My great appreciation for the love and support and coming through.
All right.
And peeking.
All right.
Just, if can, just continue to support.
All right.
I don't ask but for anything other than support. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all. If you can, pass me along to anybody else.
All right, fam. Hold it down. Peace.
Bye.
Check out brother Otep page on Queen Sekhmet page, man. I got a lot of information for people out there, man. Hold it down. Be safe. Peace. One love. Black power.
But yeah, that's all I got for it.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, peace, love, black power. All my people, all day, 24/7. You know what it is. Black power. Yeah, man. All day, 27.
All day.
With the foe. But other than that, when it comes to knowledge, we kicking in the door, waving the fofo on these motherfuckers don't know. Yeah, man. Mind blown. And for anybody that don't fucking fuck with this shit, guess what? You're a fucking nerd. You're a fucking nerd. And no one likes you. And no one likes you. And no one likes you. And yo, peace, love, and black power to all my black power people. Guess what? I live by the motto, boo boo. For us, by you.
I say us.
I
say us.
You say us?
Mm-hmm.
And I still say you. I'm by us, and she by us. But if she by us and I by you,
then we by us.
Then we by us and you, nigga. It is what it is. Hey yo, hold it down. Peace.